I wanted to start this stream. I don't know if anybody's listening right now, but just getting everything set up. The day was decent. How was it for everybody else? I don't know who's in the stream right now because I'm not even close to ready. We got 2 viewers. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button. Hello, hello, Thunder Jumper. How you doing? Let's talk about this day a little bit. I know I've been distant. I've been very distant today. How'd everybody's day go? Did you sell your position and couldn't sell? I couldn't sell at 95 because E-Trade froze. I can get into that in a little bit because it's definitely a good story. I like it. I tend to get into these same situations over and over and over again. How do you get in touch outside of the stream time? I'm a dinosaur. Do you use Instagram? If you reach out to me on Instagram, my Instagram's in the description. That's the only way that I do that. I can set up a group. I should probably set up something, but that'll be later down the line once I start really doing, like, I don't know, stock updates, stock analysis, and all that other type of stuff. A good day seems like AMC is fighting back. Yes, I do see that. It's fighting back a little bit. I bought more AMC at 673. So did I? Yeah, so did I. I bought some more at $6 and some odd cents. I don't remember what it was, but I bought some more. I got rid of AMC today, sold without a loss, but left a lot on the table. Dude, I think it's over. Be careful, y'all. Yeah, if you think that it's over, especially for your situation, it's great to take your money and go. You can definitely see the growth. The problem is that once you see the growth, a lot of people are just pulling back. But the thing is, so many people are holding, and even if you look into like different analysis, let's see if I could find analysis here. Where's that? If you look into an analysis of like GME, they're telling you to hold. It's underperforming. You know what I mean? AMC is telling you to hold. It's underperforming. They have 11% that says sell. So like something like that, even something as simple as that, you know that you should be holding. I got rid of my AMC. Yeah, AMC is letting me down at this point. What's your thoughts? I think AMC is more of a long-term play. It's going to be longer. I think it's not going to be something that happens overnight, like GME did. GME shot up really quick and kept shooting up, and it was just a lot to handle. Especially with all the percentage. And today, I thought that it was going to skyrocket. The way it started, I mean, it looked like it could not be stopped. But then when it paused, I guess once you pause the market, it starts to get in people's heads like, well, what if it goes back down? And they start to sell. And that's why it went back down. If all of these people would have kept holding on to it, it would have been a different story. I bought more AMC at 673. That's good. I got rid of AMC, sold away. Oh, that's the same person. I did see that Fubu TV. I did see that. That's on one of my lists. Jeez, that's on one of my lists here. And yeah, I did see that. I wasn't really actively looking into it because I was focused on work. I had a lot of things to do at work, so that's why I shut the stream off. I needed to get some things done. So no more detail than that. But I got on a call and I just needed to do some stuff. How come both the charts of AMC and GME match? That's a good question. It's very difficult to take in to see that they match. When I first seen this, I was like, it might be the same volume, but there might be something else going on that we don't know. It's definitely something that I think about all the time. Do you guys think it's too late to get in? It's still low at this point. I think AMC is now at $6.83. So it's still low. Until AMC and GME are not almost perfectly correlated. Yeah, I think there definitely is something fishy going on because you can look at it and it's pretty much like the same shape. I think they're strategically placing themselves. Maybe they bought some shares in anticipation of being on the short sale restriction list, like that could be a thing. And the fact that they were on it, I thought it was going to be a positive day, and it was going up. It was like, I mean, skyrocketing. It wasn't something that was, just in the first like 30 minutes type of thing. It was something that was going to last for a while. And that's why I held on to both. And I still was going to hold on to AMC for quite some time. But I'll explain exactly what happened with GME, which I'm not the happiest about. AMC is not over. It's not. A lot of people say different about GME, but I can give you my opinion. You think GME is dead? Why would you say that? I want to know your opinion. But I'm still holding. You're pissed off, but you're still holding. Were you excited about the growth? Is that Stolia? People are trying to be positive because they don't want to cut their losses. AMC has a target price of $1 if you're still holding. AMC outlook is going to be post-COVID. Pre-COVID was $5, $6. They might get a bump, and maybe the thing about this is that I believe that they're making changes. Getting debt off their books. I think they're making these changes that will actually be quite positive for the long run. But who knows if I'm actually going to stay that long? Because like I said, if it hits a certain number, then I'm obviously going to get out and put some of the gains into dividend stocks. Patience, people. Haven't I seen HITIF? No, it's over. It might be over. A lot of people are feeling that way. I mean, if you feel that way, definitely take your money and whatever losses you do have and continue to go, because this is not financial advice. But if you're really worried about the money that you have in there, there's a lot of people that say like they have $100,000 in there and they're like, well, if I lose $100,000, I lose $100,000. If you're not one of those people that doesn't care about thousands of dollars, then you should definitely put it into something that is a grower based on a lot of news and traditional stock investing rather than, all of this that's going on. AMC is opening up. That's all lies. I don't know what that means. February 9th would be AMC. Would AMC dip again or keep pushing up? It really all depends, and that's a tough answer because no one wants to hear that, but it really does all depend. I think that they still can keep pushing up. I still believe in AMC more than GME at this point, but I do think we're going to have a few spikes that will get us up to a certain point. But then again, I can't predict anything because all the charts are very unpredictable. But I wanted to go through exactly what happened today for me and what I was thinking as I was, trying to get in and out of these stocks. Do you think AMC will spike to 20 or higher? If so, when? I think that they will spike. I don't know if it'll be to 20 or higher. I have hope that it will, but I'm pushing. The hope is going down. Like, most people will say, I'm waiting for this to go to 50, but now people are saying I'm waiting for this to go to 35 or 30 or 25 or 20, and it just keeps continuing to go down until you do have that large spike, right? Because you still have to worry about the fact that they're still shorting, the short interest is rising, and those type of things really come into play when you think about all this stuff. So it's a head scratcher, really, because a lot of people are just looking for answers, and nobody really has the answers until it just spikes. It's all about the volume. And the thing that we're seeing here is that people are, buying up these shares. And in the beginning of the day, this was literally for quite some time, they were buying up these shares. Roll out a little bit. They're buying up these shares a lot. And this is just AMC here. And, you've seen it drop off a little bit. I knew it was going to come back. I didn't know how far it was going to come back, but I thought it would be a positive day because of the SSR rule. And it was looking like it was going to be positive, you know, and no one's seen this like slow, sell off that happened. Usually, if a sell off happens from like a high point, it happens fast. You know, it's a little weird. But GME was obviously to a point to where they both looked the same. They went down a little bit, and GME popped up to about 95. Now, if you want to get into my story of what happened to me, I didn't sell GME yet. I actually set a limit order at, you probably can guess where I set a limit order for, but if you wanted me to say it, it would be right around that 60 or $96 mark, because I wanted an even $2,000. So I was like, oh, you know what? It'll get to $96. It was pushing up so fast. I set it for $96, only went up to 95, pulled back at 95, and I did not actually get out of it. So yeah, and that would have been an even $2,000. But because I got a little bit greedy, this shows if you get greedy, it can end up, killing you a little bit. So I wanted an even 2,000, but I could have settled for 1,900. Most people would, Why do you expect an upward trend on Tuesday? When did I say that? I didn't say that I expect an upward trend on Tuesday. Are you talking to somebody else? This is the problem. Like, people think they can predict it, but you can't predict what the stocks are going to do, especially these, because these are very unpredictable. They don't follow any sort of logic, any sort of rules. You can have all of the patterns in the world, and it doesn't ever follow what happens after the patterns. So it's very tough. But I wanted to go through all the things that I was looking at. AMC, I thought they were going to rise a lot more. I mean, they pretty much went from this $6 mark all the way up to the $8.27 mark, but I thought they were going to push like $9 or $10. And that would have been a better situation than what happened here. It only pushed to $8, $8.27. It dropped down very slowly, actually. It was like sort of flat, and it wasn't a huge amount of peaks and valleys. I mean, it moved cents. It was cents away from the trend line, which is not good. So as you go through the rest of the day, it wasn't really moving at all. I wasn't fully paying attention to it, but I have my limit order set, so they would have sold if it got up there. Yes, subscribe to me. Thank you for putting that in the chat there. AMC to the moon. I don't know if they're going to the moon, but they're definitely they're gonna go somewhere. So it just sucks because GME went up so much. I think it was like 50 some odd percent right from the start, and it still finished at what, 19%. $10 up. That's still an amazing move. It's just not what you expect from GME, especially after all of the days of volatility, all the days of volatility where it was over like $100, or whether it was, even just under $100, just like a $50 move or something like that. You've seen a number of moves ups and downs, and it was what everybody was hoping for, People tried to set some shorts. That didn't work out for them, but I don't know, a lot of people just tried to buy it up. And with the amount of buy volume, it makes no sense why the stock is actually going down. It seems like they're strategically placing these sells in order to, bring down that price. When the hedge funds buy stocks back, and the stock price go up since they are buying, then they could sell for a small profit. Or what do you think? This is where it's tough, because they're actually covering them as the prices decrease. They're continuing to cover these stocks, and yes, they do it in slow movements. So if they shorted something to bring it down, they're doing it in slow movements so that they can bring the stock price a little bit back up. But they do it in a form to where people will sell off. So if it brings it up to this point, to the $95 mark, right? People are going to sell off once it gets to a peak point. Once it gets to a point to where it has to physically stop, which I believe it stopped at like 85 or something like that. When it did stop, it started going up a little bit. All the buy orders were in, and then all the sell orders came, because when it stopped, it made people look at it and go, okay, this is going to happen. This is going to come back. It's going to come back aggressively to this trend line. And that's what they were thinking. So they sold up there. It kept selling off. I thought it was going to bounce back because the way that it formed, it looked like it was going to be like an upward, trend. Yes, it was going to come back down and have a new low here, but then also create a new high. And I thought it was going to do the same thing, create a new low and new high. But that's not what happened, you know? Oh, shut up, bro. You lost money. We all did. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking to me, right now I have a loss and I'm continuing to hold that loss. I'm just explaining exactly what happened and also trying to explain something that I may not really understand why it's happening. A decrease in that price when you have higher buy volume doesn't make sense. But yeah, I guess you're right. The stocks they barrel to short are retail stocks from Webull. And other people need to fix their settings. Don't let your stocks be used. Yeah, I guess that's right. They need stocks in order to short them, and if they're able to get those, then yeah, I mean, that's the problem is I think this was more retail investors than anything, but them strategically placing their sell orders. Because if you look at everything that happened, anytime we had any type of rally, anytime we thought that there was going to be a pushback or pushback up, it was taken down by an aggressive large candlestick. So when I look at that, I was just like, this is manipulated to the fullest extent. Do you have thoughts on ZOM? This week and this month. Let's look at ZOM. I'm not going to go into a huge technical analysis. What did ZOM do today from the start? So it looks like in the pre-market, they jumped up a lot, right? And you would think once they get to the pre-market, they sell off. That's exactly what would happen. It was a slow increase back up to the norm. I don't know what they do. What does ZOM do? I don't know what they do. So I couldn't tell you what's going to happen. It looks like it's flattening out, and this is where, it seems like there's a lot of volatility between cents. What is it? $1.80 to $1.89. So 10 cents or so. Yeah, 10 cents or so. So it has a lot of volatility between this, but it's flattened out. Whether you do have the volatility or not, and it's pulling away from the trend line, it's flattened out. And now it's starting to decrease in the after hours. So I can't really tell you what the prediction will be for this. It doesn't look like a solid grower, but let's go out 5 days. Oh, it is a solid grower. So that's basically the form that it grows. So it looks like it started at about $1.10, pushing up, ending the day at like $1.50, and then continuing flat, pushing up again in the pre-market before it opened, and getting up to a high of $2, but finishing out somewhere at the $2 mark. Yeah, $2 mark, pushed up to the $2 mark, and now it's starting to come down to about $1.70. So I mean, expectation would be to remain normal, to where it would be flattened out here, flattened out here, flattened out here if it's following trend. If it's following history. A lot of times history dictates what the future will bring. So that's what I would go with it. It's going to steadily increase. Eventually it's going to find its peak, and it's not that people are just going to sell off at that point. They might hold it for a little bit to see if it does increase, because it's going to be a stock that's kind of flat. It has a lot of volatility because of the low volume, but it might be a little flat in every after hours post-market, or pre-market and post-market. So a little tough to say, but it does have solid growth throughout the last couple of days. If I had to look back, obviously a month would not tell me much, or would it? A month does have the fact that it's still growing, rapid growth, and then it flattened out for quite some time with a couple of kick-ups in the after hours market. So that looks like where they're getting all of their impact is the after hours market, and then it jumped up to 2. So it's a solid grower. I would have to look into the company a little bit more in order to figure all that stuff out, but Looks like a solid grower. Hopefully that helps. Hey Matt, I sold 40 AMC shares at a loss to mitigate the overall loss. I bought 50 shares at $6.63. What'd you sell at, and how much loss did you actually? Wait, $6.63 and 20 shares at $7. And did you have a very high cost basis? I missed a super chat. I'm sorry. That's good. Failure to deliver. Could that explain the price? Failure to deliver. What is that? Like, as in you tried to purchase a stock and it was a failure to deliver? What is that? That's not it. Failure to deliver is the situation where one party is trading contracts and future options. Forward contracts does not deliver on their obligations. Such failures occur when a buyer, the party with a long position, does not have enough money to take the delivery and pay. Failure can also, I don't know. I mean, it could possibly go through as a sell, but then I would have to really look into this. But this is something that I don't know the answer to. I don't know if it would affect the price, but that's a possibility. But I don't know how much that would really happen. But yeah, that's a good question. At a PayPal, you get a larger percentage of donations, and the character limit doesn't apply. To like my YouTube, I add a PayPal, and then that's interesting. All right, well, guess I'm gonna have to, because I have a PayPal account, but I'll check that out. Thank you for that, Kevin. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, but today was a really weird day because I couldn't really see everything that was going to happen. I mean, I had a lot of things that I thought were going to happen, and it just didn't play out the same way. And obviously, it doesn't always do that. But today, moving to $95 and actually putting in a limit order of 96 was a little bit ridiculous, because I got greedy. It shows that greed can take over, and that's exactly what happened, because I set my initial limit order for 85, and then I seen that it was shooting up, and I seen how far it was pulling away from the 50 moving average, and I decided to up it to 96 for an even $2,000 gain, and it ended up only getting to 95, which would have been a $1,900 gain. Well, I don't know if you should say that word, man. You can call me whatever you want, but just don't say it in the chat. Come on. Down the drain. Never give up, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are holding, and this is what I'm weirded out by. I mean, there's so many people holding, and I understand that may be a reason why you have all these people selling, because so many people are holding actual shares. But I know that there were people that bought down here at the $51 mark and then sold at the $95 mark. That's a huge gain, a huge return. If you bought 100 shares of that, you're gaining a huge amount. If you bought 1,000 shares, forget about it. I mean, you're just making a lot of money from the bottom all the way up to the top. And I guess that's what a lot of people can learn. The market can be manipulated even just by people buying a lot, Please talk about the spike range for GME for the next, for the next week. You think that there's going to be a certain spike range? So for me, I think that if I was if I was to, I don't want to ever give a prediction on stock like this. Like a stock that actually moves up consistently, I can do that. But for this, it's really hard to predict exactly what the price. I think we're pretty much at the low until it fully peels off, right? Until it drops down to $20 or so, right? But we're going to have a range of basically that 50 mark. I think it's going to keep resisting the $50 mark, where people think they can make a decent amount of money or keep that support level of $50. And then I haven't really seen it go past that. Is there a low of 50? What's the low? The low would be a lot lower, I guess, because it's only been about a month. But yeah, it's going to keep that support level of 50. And then it's probably going to continue to push. And I don't know if it's going to have the ability to push past that 100 mark. It looks like they really resisted there, and it didn't even get close to where it was. It just depends how much volume we have and how much volume we can buy. And if so many people are holding, I don't think it can push the volume. I don't think we can push the amount of volume because so many people are actually holding the shares. So the thing is, the analysts say that we should hold it. It's 50% underperforming, and that's just based on like recent analysis, I guess, but still. So I think the range is definitely between the total range of peaks and valleys is probably around that 100 to 50 mark, but it may still push up. It just depends on what actually happens next week. How much news we get, how many people get interested in it, how low the stock is, and how many people end up selling off at high points. If they don't, then you're not going to have, or if they don't, then you're going to have an increase. If they do, then you're going to have that drop down. What chart platform am I using? I'm using Webull. This is the Webull 4 platform, I believe. I love this platform. I just created a video on it if you want to check that video out. Definitely a good platform. You can learn a lot from it. You can draw different trend lines and make things pretty easy for yourself to understand where it's actually moving and all this other stuff. It's a great platform. Definitely give it a go. I love it so far. I've just started to really get introduced to it because I've been using Active Trader Pro, which doesn't really offer all of these extra things that you can use. It just offers a live platform. New to trading and new subscriber, watched your videos and tuned in live in AM. I live in Nashville. Nashville? Why did I say Nashville? And I'm assuming. When GME hit 78, you were hollering at me when GME hit 78. Yeah, I mean, I was holding on when it was 76, and I knew it was going to push. I knew it was going to push up, and I just got greedy. I got really greedy. That's something that I haven't done in a while, is actually got greedy. Typically, I would accept anything that I was at and take it as a gain, because especially with something that moved like that, I only wanted a $300 gain, and I could have gotten a $1,900 gain, but I wanted a $2,000 gain. So I got greedy. And it's not good to get greedy. It shows that you should not get greedy. So I should have accepted a market order at wherever it was at and put a trailing stop on the order. But I didn't do that. I didn't do it. And it's more difficult to do it on here since I don't have a mouse. So I have to go on here and click everything with my finger, which makes it more difficult than doing it with a mouse here. So it's my fault. I take 100% responsibility. Sold 40 shares at AMC, lost $300, bought 70 shares at $6.63 and $6 at 73 cents. What are my chances at break even or profit now since I own more or less? You sold 400 shares of AMC, lost $300. You bought about 40 shares and you bought 70 shares. Well, if you would have, where was the initial investment at the AMC at? Because you're at 663, you could have just brought down the price average instead of just taking the loss. Either way, it would be the same way because you don't have any commissions. So yeah, there's high chances for you to take a profit. It's just got to move. You know, the problem is that it hasn't been moving the way that AMC has been moving in the past. You know, with all the volatility, it's just straight downhill. Very slow moving, flat-lined, not really giving you any type of good looks here. The candlesticks are, you know, really quick, no big body candlesticks besides something like this that had a big move up, which that's not even AMC. Something like this that had a big move up. You have all of these small candlesticks, things that are really fighting the sells. And I believe they strategically placed it well, you know? They really strategically placed it the right way. But I mean, there's definitely potential. You can even see that, I guess in the post market, it's still flat, you know? You have a wide range that it went to, $7 down to $6.75 basically. So it's still flat. It just needs to have some movement, and a bunch of people hold it, so it can't really have a ton of movement, you know? So your chances are high. I think your chances are high to get to break even. Even if you wanted to profit, I believe you can profit as well. There's a child crying upstairs, so if you hear that, to the moon. We hope that it's going to the moon, but that's the hope. That's the long-term goal, or the short-term goal that we would like to get to. You know, obviously this child is crying upstairs. Hopefully you don't hear. She's really crying. 10K of AMC holding. Where did you buy at? Did you buy really low or did you buy high? AMC is bottoming out. It's definitely flatlining, which is crazy because AMC's interest percentage is going up. This child, do you hear a child here? Let me know if you hear a child, because I have it set to where it only picks up sound to a certain point. Okay, because it kind of distracts me because I hear her. And so yeah. All right, well, I just wanted to really jump on this to show you exactly what's happening, and then I'll give you an update to why I had to really leave the stream earlier. I needed to get some things done. It is month end close, so if anything does come up, then I have to jump on that, you know. I have to make sure that all that stuff gets done. Yeah, there's a lot of new stocks to hype. I mean, there's a ton that I was looking into a full list of. Basically, that was giving me, looking at a full list of, to where you have these high short interest stocks that people are looking at, and you know, it's just something that you want to take an interest in. And there's a bunch of other ones that are pretty decent movers that I've seen during the day, and I wanted to be able to do that as well, give you an update on that. Hopefully we can build on this and not just focus on AMC and GME. I hope that people can make some money back and we can get up to a certain point. But like I said, this is not predictable. You can try and draw out as much as you can, but it's not 100% predictable. I don't want to sit here and give you a suggestion and say, hey, hold on to everything and, you know, everything will be okay. Because that's not the message I want to give to you, because this is literally the most unpredictable thing I've ever seen in my life. It moves at a rate that's like rapid, and I understand this is the first 30 minutes, but then slowly tapers off and goes back to where it was. Like, people are just selling off at these low prices. You know, YouTube comes first. Just kidding. No. Thank you for the $1 super chat, Jamal. I appreciate that. And I don't know if I told you, I don't know if I said I bought more of AMC. I'm actually at a cost basis of $9.58, I believe now. So I bought more of AMC at a lower price. So it was at like $6.50 or something. I can't remember what it was, but I bought at a lower price and bought about 200 shares back in, just so I can, you know, see that skyrocket a little bit more. So I think I own 1,600 shares. So every dollar that it moves, I'll gain $1,600. And right now I'm down the most on AMC. On GME, you would think that I'm down the most because it has dropped a lot, but I believe I'm only down like $1,300 on that. So it's definitely doable. We'll continue to watch these things. I'll continue to look at them through the weekend and make sure to give you an update on where it finished post-market. Maybe give you some stocks to watch as we go into next week, and we can talk about that as well. And we can go through some stuff here, some other ticker symbols. A bunch of people are saying Dogecoin. You think AMC will hit $10 again? Yeah, I think it will hit $10 again. That's why I'm holding on, because I hold it below $10, so $9.50. So I look like Tyler Perry. Any relation? I don't believe so. And my family's from down south and he is from down south, but I don't believe there's any relation. So how much is your total portfolio? I have about in this one, in my Fidelity one, I have about $23,000 in there. My total portfolio, I have my Roth IRA. I have I also have my brother's investment account too, just because helping him out and learn how to invest. Sounds like Drake. Do you think AMC will hit $20? What broker do you use? I have Fidelity that I use. I haven't transferred everything over to Webull just because, I don't know, I had a bunch in Webull, and I always like the promotions that Webull has, because Webull will have something like, deposit $25,000 and you'll get 30 like free stocks or something. And when they do have that, I like to put my money in there at that time so I can gain the free stocks. So yeah, this software that I'm using is Webull. It's the Webull desktop version. It's a good platform. I really like it. Gives you a lot of flexibility here. You think about getting into crypto? I don't think about getting into crypto. I see it grow, and like the rate that it is growing, but then I also see the volatility. I just can't take something that's that volatile, you know? Anything that's that volatile is just not something that I want to get into, which that comes from someone that does like volatile stocks, just not something as volatile as cryptocurrency. Bitcoin just moved way too fast for me. And then obviously Dogecoin is making a move, right? Do you think it will hit $11? I think it will get up to that point. We have to see how far it actually gets. And again, if you really can't afford this stuff, if you did invest down at the $6 mark and you feel like it's not going to go up to the moon, then definitely just sell whenever you could sell so that you can make some money. I don't want to hear that anybody lost money in any case, or anybody's taking losses. Wherever you can get to, just get to, take your profits and go. I love watching your live streams. Keep it up. Thank you, Bryce. I appreciate that. I appreciate the super chat as well. Like I said, I just wanted to jump on here to kind of explain what I did during the day. I didn't do much because obviously I was focused on month-end close a lot more than anything else. So I wanted to make sure that I got a lot of that stuff done. But I did, check out a couple of things and made sure that I put in a limit order or two. The limit order didn't go through because I tried to sell basically at $96 and only got up to $95 for AMC or for GME. For AMC, I did not put in any limits. It's not even close to where I want it to be, so I'm good with that. But yeah, I think, like I said, this was just a quick stream just to give you an update on things. How low do you think AMC will drop? AMC has, it has the potential to drop and gain. So it has the potential to drop a little bit lower. It looks like it's really fighting somewhere around that 675 mark, especially in the close. But when it comes to down here, I don't know if it will push below this 660 mark. It can't go below 6 because it looks like it's really fighting it. Now, if they start putting in these strategic sell orders at lower and lower prices, then yes. But we need to hold strong. You can see how it's trying to fight its way back. It does not want to go below the $6 mark. So many cases to where it fights back. But like I said, you can't really predict it out. I want to say that it will grow anytime that I do say that, you know, the stock will change or, you know, we'll gain profit in this day. I thought today was going to be positive because of the fact that, you know, AMC and GME were on the short sell restriction list, right? So if they're on that list and people can't short sell, they obviously have a back way around it in order to do something to bring the price down. So I don't know if they're doing that, but it should have been a point to where we gained on the day. It should have been a positive day, but maybe retail investors actually brought the price down. Retail investors really sold off when it came to the beginning of the day for AMC and GME. You sold off a lot. And I guess it's understandable. I mean, for all the people that may have invested in here, they were like, oh, it's 652. Let me invest in 100,000 shares or however many shares I can get. And then drove the price up, and then they sold at this point, and they made a ton of money just on $2 of gain. You know? So it's tough. So now they can short it again when the market opens. So that's something we need to look out for. But I'm going to end this. I just wanted to give you guys an update of where I was, also how I felt about today. It definitely doesn't look right that they both match each other. They both look identical. I mean, with the exception of maybe a couple of things here and there, they both look identical. It doesn't sit well with me. But then again, you had a lot of action in the same time period. You had a lot of people that were buying in the beginning of the day and sold off, and maybe some people that were like, you know what, it's going to get its low here, and let's sell off again. So then they sell off, and it just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. But like I said before, these low prices, it doesn't make sense why anybody is selling at this rate. This rate, nobody should be selling because of the fact that you probably bought at such a high price, you know? Yes, the circuit breakers did not help at all because we were getting up there, and I believe it was like 70 something for GME, and it stopped, and then it continued to go, and I was like, is it going to go? Should I sell off at 76? And I didn't. So then it went up, and I was like, all right, well, should I set my limit for 85? I set it for 85, and then I seen it pushing up a lot, so I quickly changed it to 96 rather than like 95 or 90. I should have only did it by $5, but I got greedy and took the extra $10. So that's just what I did, and it's horrible that I did it that way, but whatever. I mean, you learn from these things, and it only takes one time for you to maybe lose a couple $100 or $1,000 for you to learn from this. You know, I don't believe AMC is dead either. I'm holding AMC, that's good. People say Doge. Do I have a trading plan? Typically, like my normal trading plan, I typically will play the bounce most cases, and I'll find different stocks that I can play the bounce in. Just like I was gonna play the bounce today, usually I'm not this greedy. Typically, I only wanna gain $1 or $2 because I just wanna gain $100 or $200 in a day. So a lot of times I'll play that bounce, and this would be a situation where I would play the bounce, and I did play the bounce, and you know what happened? I didn't actually play the bounce effectively. I could have taken it and said, you know what, I'm gonna sell off at, I don't know, 84. If I sold off at 84 and was from, or 84 to 86, I would have gained $1,000 rather than, you know, shooting for $2,000. But no, I made the mistake. So I learned from it, and I move on. The next time I will be more disciplined. And whenever I have a plan, I stick to that plan rather than watch it go up and say, oh, you know what? Let me go ahead and up this limit order so I can make a little bit more money. Do I sell? It ain't even been a month yet. Doge. All right, make sure you hit that like button if you could. Jeez. That helps me out a lot. Please hit that like button. Also, check out some of the links down below if you're interested in this platform. It's Webull. Webull's a great platform. You get free stocks if you sign up using my link down below. But yeah, definitely check that out. This platform is really good. I fell in love with it once I first started using it, and I'm starting to really understand how to use a lot of the stuff here to draw a lot of my trend lines. I'm losing my voice. It's almost gone. I have a problem sticking to my plan, being greedy. That's what everybody does. This is the thing. They see the potential in the growth, and that's a huge problem. All right, let me get some water. So it's still messed up. So yeah, that's a huge problem that people have. It's really going away. I want to get this out. But yeah, that's a really huge problem that they have, is people end up being a little bit greedy. And then they say, oh, well, you know what? It's going to come back. And they hold on to it, just like I did today. I could have sold at, the 96. I seen it go down to 90. I seen it stop at, I think it was 79. So I could have sold at 79, but you know what? I still hung on to it. And that's where you learn a lot. It's when you make those mistakes, you learn so much. I was questioning my ability to trade after that. And I had to take a step back and say, look, what is your strategy? Why are you not following your strategy here? So next time I'm definitely following my strategy. And it just pisses me off that I didn't. Those are those days you need to go back to the drawing board. California. It's not happening. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream. Thank you for stopping by, whoever stopped by. Thank you for everybody who was asking the questions. I did not get out, if you're wondering, Steve J. I didn't get out. I stayed in because I made stupid decisions today. And I will admit to that. I will show you if I make a mistake, I will show you the flaws. If I make a loss or a profit, I will show you what I actually had. So right now I'm doing better than what I was doing when I went into the day, but I'm still down on AMC. I'm still down on GME. And I just need to have that bounce back. I need to keep playing these, So thank you guys for sticking around. I don't have a prediction for next week. It's way too far out, and it's very hard to predict these stocks. So we have to basically take it day by day and see what's happening that day, and then we can give a prediction. But even it would have to be a short-term prediction. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You lost your money. What? No, I didn't lose my money. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button on the way out. Check out some of the links down below. I'm gonna get out of here, and I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but possibly. Let me know if you do want that. I'll stay here for a couple of seconds. Just let me know if you do want that. I can go through like maybe some picks next week or something. Thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. See you guys later, guys and gals. Yes, sure, yes. Okay, perfect. All right, getting out of here. Thank you so much for joining this stream. I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow.